So guys, it's not a secret, I've been absolutely terrible at Sorare recently, only picking up a couple of pounds here and there and constant relegation in the divisions. But we're back and we are aiming for some podiums and we are also aiming for those top spots in the special weeklies this week. Welcome back to episode 20 of Road to Rare, the Revive Week. So guys, let's get underway with the special weekly, the best tournament this week, the one that all of you guys would have been entering to get that amazing $3,000 for first place. Starting off with my second favourite of the two lineups, we have Galashki in goal with Willie Orban in defence. They have a great fixture against Bochum. Fingers crossed they can get the clean sheet and Orban can play loads of passes into the final third and pick up some solid AA, if not get a goal. We've then gone for Vitinha against Lens. Not the easiest fixture, but Vitinha is a player that can smash some scores in. Fingers crossed he starts. Moving into the forward position, we've got Dejan Kulusevski. He's dropped off in recent weeks, hasn't been scoring as high as he was pre the Christmas break. And then to top it off, Anthony Robinson, one of the best left-backs in the Premier League at the moment, smashing in decisives for fun and crossing in balls and getting all those assists. This team is one that I feel like could definitely place in the top 100. Then moving in to my favourite squad for the whole week and the one that's 100% going to give me the most disappointment. We have Matt Sells in goal, an insane fixture against Southampton at home, keeping clean sheets for fun recently. We then move into our under 45 player of Josko Gvardiol. In my opinion, the best under 45 player that you can use this game week. He gets some great scores when Man City are in form. Obviously, they always struggle to keep the clean sheet, but he's playing on that left side. He can easily get a decisive and also get loads of duels won, interceptions and one tackles, and 100% is one of the best players you can have for this competition. Then in midfield, we have Granit Xhaka. I was tempted to go with Vitinha, but I wasn't sure if he was going to start, so I wanted to go with a solid midfield option that was under 60. For that reason, for the fixture against Mönchengladbach, 100% at home, he can definitely hit a score of 70, even 80 with AA, but I also feel like he's quite likely to get decisive this weekend. I don't know why, I had an inkling and I wanted to go with him. Then to finish off the squad up top, we have Alexander Isak, has scored in 7 or 8 consecutive games now, on for breaking the record. Not the easiest fixture at home to Bournemouth, but Newcastle have been putting in goals for fun, and they are not struggling to score against the top teams. And then to finish off, the best player in Champion this season, Hakimi, against Lens again, not the easiest fixture, but 100% is decisive capable, and also he always smashes the AA with 1 tackles. So fingers crossed this is the lineup that can help me pick up that $3,000. This time moving into the special weekly with a 25 grand guaranteed prize pool. So a lot less, well, half than the previous competition. But this time you can use any of your in-season limited cards. There's 12,000 entrants, so it's going to be a lot more competitive. But at the same time, it does pay all the way down to 500th place. And with the cards and team that I'm putting in, I feel like I've got a great chance. To start off, we've got Courtois in goal at home to, I believe that is Las Palmas, which it is. Fingers crossed and keep a clean sheet. Real Madrid have been struggling for clean sheets recently, but I feel like he's got a good chance. He always gets good AA because he's a great shot-stopping goalkeeper. Josko Gvardiol in defence. We don't need to say any more about him. Obviously, my L45 player. Angelo Stiller has been one of the players that's just been consistent for Stuttgart this season. Once again, hard fixture against Freiburg at home. Fingers crossed he can pick up some solid AA. Julian Alvarez against Leganés. Obviously, we are counting on the decisive. You always are with your striker. You don't expect much AA unless you've got like a Rafinha or a Yamal or a Vinicius Jr. And then to top it off, one of the Sorare favourites, one of the community's favourite, Ryan Cherky up top. A great fixture against Toulouse at home, and fingers crossing pick up the AA and the decisives to put this team in those top places. For this team, I don't expect, but I hope to get top 200. I definitely think it's capable. Obviously, in these specialist competitions, you have the Eredivisie team, so you've got PSV, you've got Feyenoord, but I've only got a champion gallery, so I can only field those players. But nonetheless, I really love this team. And then moving into my second specialist team, our U45 player we've gone for is Unai Simon. Obviously, a decent fixture against Celta Vigo. Not guaranteed the clean sheet, also not guaranteed to start. No one knows what's going on with the goalkeeper situation at the moment. We then have Hincapié against Mönchengladbach. He's been smashing some scores recently. I think he got an 80 in his last game. Then we go with Odegaard, a very hard fixture against Aston Villa. You never know what's going to happen in that game. They're at home. May get rested. You know, Arsenal have got some big games coming up in the Champions League. But nonetheless, I thought he was a great shout in midfield. Moving into our forward, Erling Haaland. You never know if he's going to score you an 80 and get 2 or 3 goals, or if he's going to miss 5 big chances. But against Ipswich, you fancy your chances. He did very well against them in the home leg earlier on in the season. Then to finish off, we have Enzo Fernandez, who unfortunately has been rumoured. I've just seen in the press conference, I only managed to see it after the deadline, that he may be injured. But nonetheless, a great fixture against Wolves, a team that cannot keep a clean sheet, and also a game that is just completely unpredictable. Now, guys, moving into the competition that I've struggled with for an absolute age. We have 2 Div 1 lineups, starting with the one on the left. We have Alisson in goal, matched with Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who we've gone for captain. He's once again a player that may not start. We're coming to the point in the season where there's going to be a lot of rotation. There's 7 or 8 games in like 20 days for some teams with Champions League, Cup games, you know, and their home league, whether that be Premier League, for example, for Liverpool. But nonetheless, I feel like against Brentford, obviously Brentford at home are one of the strongest teams in the Premier League. If this was Brentford away, I would fancy it a lot more. But they're 3 good players for Liverpool. We then have Guimaraes, who's been smashing in scores for Newcastle, and Gordon, likewise. Both of them getting decisives in the last couple of games. An alright fixture against mid-table Bournemouth. So fingers crossed we can get in the top places with this. I don't expect a top 100, but obviously we need to get top 80 to get in that cash position. But looking at this team after I built it, it is not one of my favourite. However, looking at my second team, I absolutely love this team. We've gone for Arsenal against Aston Villa with David Raya and Saliba. Obviously, they haven't been keeping many clean sheets, but against Aston Villa, who haven't been scoring too many goals, they just score 1 or 2. I feel like Arsenal need to toughen up at the back, and they also need a big result in the Premier League. And this would be a really big way to make a statement after the Spurs game. Obviously, they won 2-1, but they need another big game. Then we have Phil Foden, who's been smashing in goals again recently. He's back to his old season form, finally at last. He has a couple of games where he doesn't do much, but a game against Ipswich, a team that is defensively not very capable of doing well, there is definitely the possibility of a decisive when a lot of the ball goes through Foden or De Bruyne and they create a lot of chances. And then 2 of the best players you can have in the Premier League this week. We have Mohamed Salah and we have Cole Palmer. I didn't mean this week, I meant this season. Mohamed Salah against Brentford again. Obviously, he didn't get decisive in his last game, but he's always good at getting some AA. And I fancy his chances of getting a decisive against Brentford, who can't keep clean sheets. Then we have Cole Palmer, who also, like Enzo Fernandez, has been rumoured he may be injured. Nonetheless, I still stuck with him. Cole Palmer is one of those players, if you guys saw the game the other day, he just knows how to finish. And it's a special edition, you know, why not chuck it in? And then to finish off the in-season, we're now in-season Division 4, which is an absolute embarrassment for my gallery. Probably because I keep doing things like this, putting my worst teams in there. I need to put a good team in there for a couple of weeks just to promote it and stop putting them in champion. But we've gone for Robert Sanchez and Mark Cucurella. Obviously against Wolves, you fancy a clean sheet. But then you look at Robert Sanchez and realise he can't keep a clean sheet and has errors led to goal all over him. Then in midfield, we have Ryan Gravenberch. Not the greatest choice, just a player that I fancied there. Savinho's been good for Man City recently, and once again against Ipswich, there could be a high-scoring game. And then Ola Aina, a player that has hit decisives here and there, doesn't get the greatest AA, but I fancy him against Southampton for Nottingham Forest to be dominating the game the whole time. Then moving into our rare squads for the week, we're going to start with the left one, the Real Madrid boys. Vinicius Jr., who I usually use, is obviously suspended for a foul on the goalkeeper. And then Camavinga is also out. He was rumoured earlier today that he's got an injury and is going to be out for 3 weeks. So I didn't have another player, so I went and picked up Shuameni for about £35. I just went for a player that I knew would start, and it's going to be awkward if he doesn't start now, just so I had those 5 guaranteed starters. So we've got Courtois in goal, Rudiger in defence, Valverde in midfield, one of my favourite players and will continue to be one of my favourite players of all time. Rodrigo up front, and then of course Shuameni, with the captain choice going to Rodrigo, because if he, on his day, when he has a good game, he's so capable of 100, and you've seen it recently. And then team 2, we have the Barcelona boys with Nico Williams, maybe soon to be a Barcelona boy, in the summer transfer window. So we've gone for Inaki Peña in goal. Slight risk or slight worry that Szczesny may be playing this one. No one knows what the first team keeper is going to be, but for now I believe in Peña. We've then got Koundé, who's finding some form at right back. Pedri in midfield, who's been cracking some great scores and also really good at getting some high AA. And then up top, we've gone for Rafinha, obviously captain, one of the greatest players in Sorare so far this season. And then obviously Nico Williams against Celta Vigo. Moving into my favourite non-specialist team this weekend, we have got the in-season Division 1 La Liga team, which consists of Courtois in goal, Antonio Rudiger in defence with Bellingham. So we've gone for a Real Madrid defence. I feel like they're more likely to keep a clean sheet over Barcelona. And then we've gone for the Barcelona attack with Rafinha captain and Lamine Yamal. Absolutely love this team. I'm currently predicted first on Sorare data with 16 and to 16.5% XP on all these players. Will I get that finish there at the end of the week? Probably more likely I finish 70, knowing my recent luck, but we will see. Then into the two Division 2 teams, we've gone for a bit of an Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid lineup here. We've gone Oblak in goal with Lenglet, who was training today and was in the the training team. And then we've gone Griezmann to finish off the Atletico side, with Griezmann being captain. Don't think he's scored in the last Sorare counted game. I think in the cup game he did. But nonetheless, I feel like he's due a decisive. Then we've gone for Valverde, one of my favourite players. I was tinkering with switching him out with Bellingham, but we stuck with Bellingham in the first team. And then Mbappe up top, who's starting to find more form and soon is going to be making his way into that Division 1 team. And then the final Division 2 team, a bit of a random team, Inaki Peña, Koundé, Pedri. So it's got the same likes of my rare team. Instead, this time we've got Rodrigo, captain again, because I'm just a big fan of Rodrigo. Like Valverde, one of those players I would take at Chelsea. And then in midfield, we have Rodrigo de Paul. Now into the Bundesliga teams. How we have not been relegated from all 3 of these in the midweek with the lineups I put out, I'll never know. But we're going to start off with the Division 1 team. Manuel Neuer in goal. I'm learning from my mistake last week. We've gone for, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper from the top teams that I own. Against Wolfsburg, a decent fixture. Wolfsburg definitely knows how to score a goal. A clean sheet is not guaranteed, but I preferred him over Hradecki. Then we've gone for Grimaldo, scored a banging free kick and got 100 in the midweek. Florian Wirtz, who's had a bit of a stinker recently. So for that reason, using Sorare logic, it is a proven thing. I have made him captain, and also my girlfriend told me to make him captain over Elise. So we'll see how that one pays off. And then we have gone for Harry Kane up top. With Mamouche leaving to City, it looks like, I think it's almost done. He is now, once again, the best scorer for a striker and the one that you want in a Division 1 team. And then Elise, absolutely smashing it behind this season. He is also in that team. Then into the Division 2 team, we have Hradecki in goal, Kim Min-jae and Joshua Kimmich, 2 great scorers. Kimmich obviously captain this week because he just knows how to get a 60, 70, and if he gets decisive, he's getting that 100. But sometimes you just got to guarantee getting those good points. Guirassy up top. Don't know how to feel about this one. Hard game tonight at Frankfurt, but we shall see. And then the man who's come back from injury and literally flying straight away, Xavi Simons, great fixture away to Bochum, bottom of the league. And with Openda and Sesko out through red cards, then I just hope he's going to be the main creator in that team and hopefully can pick up some decisives. Then moving into our Division 4 team, unfortunately we are slacking with this one. Like with the Premier League, we seem to have 2 alright teams and then 1 absolute shitter. And unfortunately, these are the shitters for the week. Obviously, I know they're great cards. We've got Kobel in goal, Schlotterbeck in defence, Obviously, hard game against Frankfurt. Then we have Nmecha in midfield and Jamie Gittins up top. And then captain, we have Musiala. I didn't put him in one of my top teams because, first of all, Elise's been better than him. Well, score-wise, I'm going to say he's been better than him. He's played more games, less injuries. And I fancied him over, didn't fancy him over Simmons. And with the illness and just coming back, obviously he was on the bench in the midweek. I know he's going to start. I know he's going to get 100. And for that reason, I've covered myself off and made him the captain. To close out the lineups, guys, we are going into 3 Champion Division 2 teams. These teams look absolutely horrendous all over the place and look like I was having a couple of beers while making them. We have Alex Ramiro and Agurd in defence for Real Sociedad. Amiri coming back from his red card suspension, and we made him captain because he's had a cracking season, and I hope he finds his form straight away. Lewandowski against, is that Getafe or Espanyol? That is Getafe. An alright fixture, you know, Barcelona, with Yamal and Rafinha next to you, you're going to be fed the ball all the time, and obviously he's got great potential to hit a high score. And then to finish it off, we've gone with Declan Rice. I don't know why. Declan Rice just knows how to put a good score in every now and then. Hasn't been as good as last season, but that's due to Arsenal's form in general. Then moving over to the right side of the screen, we have Donnarumma in goal, Pacho in defence with João Neves. With PSG, it's such a hard team to predict. I didn't know this until I picked them up, but the rotation is absolutely crazy. They've got so many options in midfield and up front. The defence is a bit easier to predict, but with Hernandez back, you just don't know who's going to start. And then up top, we have Maddison and Son. This is actually one of my favourite teams. I don't know why. I don't know if it just looks cool because of the special neon cards. But Maddison is likely to start. It looks like Brennan Johnson is out injured. So it looks like they'll play a 4-2-3-1 with Maddison in that midfield, middle cam position. And hopefully he can create quite a lot. So for that reason, I made him my captain. And then Sonny Boy up top, great fixture away to Everton. Obviously, Everton love a clean sheet, so that may make it difficult, but Spurs definitely need a comeback. And then the final team we're going to go over for the week, we have Rulli and Balerdi against Strasbourg. Not an easy game at all, but nonetheless, I feel like they can get a clean sheet, and Balerdi knows how to get some great AA. We've then got the Manchester boys against Brighton. I can't see Manchester keeping a clean sheet at all. But I fancy for Bruno Fernandes and Diallo to get some decisives. And then to finish this off, we had a spare Upamecano just hanging about. So for some great scores, we've chucked him in there because he knows how to get a good score. So guys, to close out the video, we're going to have a bit of fun this week. We crafted a Modric on our last episode, as you can see down below, right in front of you. The game is, if any of you guys can guess either of the places where these finish within 5 places, I'll give you guys an entry. I mean, it's going to be very hard. There's 8,000 entries. But if anyone can get to within 5 places of where either of these teams finish, so you have Team 1 on the right and you have Team 2 on the left, put in the comment section down below where you think each team is going to finish. And if you are within 5 places, you can win yourself a Luka Modric. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you guys are interested in playing Sorare and you haven't joined already, use my link in description. You can get yourself £50 of free credits upon buying 5 cards off the auction market. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to have more content, more shorts coming out soon. And also, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday when we're getting some good rewards. I hope.